Some people say that leaders are born. Others say leaders are made. But there will be many times in every person's life when they will be called on to be a leader in some way, whether you want to be one or not. So whether or not you already see yourself as a leader, there are 3 questions you need to ask yourself. Will I step up and accept the responsibility of a good leader when the time comes, or will I run from it? What kind of leader am I going to be? A good leader who carries their team on their shoulders even if it means getting stepped on? Or a bad leader who makes sure that everyone is on board when they crash and burn? And finally, will I even realize that I am the one leading? Because it may not be so obvious. Now, I'm not talking about becoming a leader by being promoted to a management position, because being a manager or in a position of authority doesn't mean you are a leader. The coach of any sports team is there to serve as a teacher or a guide. The real leader is out there on the field with the other players. Now, when that leader begins to fall and to lose his way, a good coach will then assume the role of the leader and gets that person back on track so they can keep leading their team in a positive way. I've never seen myself as a leader or a person that needs to be the one to lead. But nevertheless, I found myself in that position countless times, and not once was it by choice. I learned a long time ago that being a leader is not a position you fill out an application for, but instead it is one that you earn through the admiration and respect of others. It is a position that I have failed at many times. Through these failures is how I found these 3 questions to ask myself in order to be successful and to become a good leader. I was an athlete in school, an average one at best. Yet I excelled in every sport I played and was even voted most athletic at one point. But it wasn't because I had talent, but because I was able to disguise my lack of talent with work ethic. I knew I didn't have the raw talent that some of the other players had, so I worked relentlessly on my weaknesses because I knew that if I dedicated myself to being the best I could be, then the result of that hard work would be discipline. And through discipline would come consistency. Naturally, when others started seeing my passion, they began to look at me for that inspiration. The coaches took notice of this as well and told me that everyone is looking at me to be the leader. And I needed to always set the example. This is where you find the first question to ask yourself about being a leader. Will I step up and accept the responsibility of a good leader when the time comes, or will I run from it? I ran from it. I discarded what the coaches were telling me because at the time I did not understand it. Before I failed the rest of the team as a leader, I failed myself. I failed because I allowed myself to believe that nobody had any reason to be looking up to me, so therefore I have no business being their leader. So I refused to take the responsibility. But what I came to learn is that you do not get to choose who looks up to you and for what reasons. It is not for you to understand or comprehend, but whether you like it or not, you will have a decision to make. So the second question to ask yourself is, what kind of leader am I going to be? You can either step up and make a positive impact in a person's life, or you can turn your back on them. Either way, you are leading that person in one direction or the other. Will you be a good leader and build their confidence and encourage them to succeed, even if it means them outshining you? Or will you be a bad leader and let your ego desperately keep hold of the power and tear them down so they stay beneath you? Frank Leahy once said, "Egotism is the anesthetic that dulls the pain of stupidity." If you're like me and you don't see yourself as a natural leader or an impressionable person, then sometimes recognizing that someone looks up to you can be easy to miss. It could be someone that you work with every day, or someone that you never would expect. Which is why the third question you need to ask yourself is, will I even realize that I am the one leading? In 2009, I lost a friend of mine in a car accident. We went to school and played baseball together since we were in middle school. He was a good player, and on the field I saw him as my equal, so I never gave it any thought of how my actions or my words would affect him. At his funeral, I went in to hug his dad, and he pulled me in tight and he began telling me how his son would come in from every practice and tell him everything I did and everything I said. He said he would talk about you all the time and go on and on about how good you were. He looked up to you so much. By this point, he's holding up my entire body weight. And racing through my mind is every conversation I could remember with my friend, because I had no idea that I meant so much to him. Our conversations was running through my mind because I kept asking myself, did I encourage him? Did I help build his confidence? Was I the person he needed me to be at that time? Did I ever tell him that he did a good job and that I was proud of him? All I could feel at that moment was panic, because that was when I had the realization that if I didn't pick up on being a leader for him, how many other opportunities have I missed? Because I simply didn't think anyone had any reason to be looking up to me. By the time I learned these things, I had already graduated and started working as a machinist. I wasn't in a management position, and as far as the company was concerned, all I needed to do was focus on my machine and the quality of parts that I produced. But with my newfound knowledge, I knew that there could be others in the shop that looked to me for guidance and reassurance. And I was going to make it my mission to recognize when someone needed to be lifted up and be the one to give them that inspiration, whether I was in a position to do so or not. Being a leader to someone doesn't have to be extravagant. It could be something as simple as helping them understand G-code or how to troubleshoot when something doesn't go exactly as planned. And don't be afraid to open yourself up and allow others to see your process. Actions speak louder than words, and letting them see the steps you take when you're learning something new or how do you go about improving on your weaknesses can have a profound impact. This is why it is so important to never underestimate yourself and your ability to inspire others, because it is going to happen. And when it does, hopefully now you will ask yourself, will I step up and accept the responsibility to lead? Will I lead by example and make a positive impact? Will I be this person even when I don't think anyone is watching? I have no doubt that if you ask yourself these things, then you will make a positive impact in this world. Thank you all for listening. If you found this helpful and you know someone that needs to hear this message, please share it with them and help us spread encouragement and positivity.